Welcome back to AV Veterans Talk. We're continuing our conversation with this week's guest, Tom Bunce. So after the NASA, not NASA, the Lockheed program, you spent some time, you said, back in Georgia, or Ames? Ames was in Austin, Texas, right?
No, Arlington.
Arlington, Texas,
Yeah.
there, yeah. So, and what were you doing? Is it kind of the same thing? Were you still tinkering around with the shuttle program, or were you moving on to other? Oh no, you went to B2.
Yeah.
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 Hello.
Yeah, spent a year
I got buzzed.
on the B2.
Yeah. So, and the B2 was a flight simulation.
Well, it wasn't a real flight simulation. It was a cockpit procedures trainer.
Okay.
So it got the pilots familiar with the cockpit and the procedures for what to do and how to do things before they actually went to flight simulations.
Right.
So it was an intermediate step.
Yeah.
And that was with, I think it was Hughes Training at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Raytheon bought them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Raytheon also bought, or Hughes, one of those two, bought Singer Link Flight Simulation at the same time, or around that time. And so after a year with the B2, I went back to Johnson Space Center on the space station crew. So
yeah, space station crew simulator.
Yeah.
Now that sounds like an interesting stuff. So what were you training astronauts when they would go into go
that's
to the
what
space station?
The overall sim would do that.
Yeah.
So they'd teach them how to run the space station while they're up there. I mean, it's a huge, complex system.
Oh, I bet.
But I only had one little part, which was a motor controller that helped assemble the space station. So
motor to help assemble it. So what does that look like? Is it
well, in my case, it was just a little motor,
and
it was an assembly that had controllers on it, so that they could control how fast it goes and how fast it attaches the different truss sections together.
Wow.
And it had like a scissor grip, so when they put the arm up and put one truss up against the next one, the arm would close down, hold it in place while they actually bolted it and connected all the.
So the crews, when they're up there and they're bolting there, let's say they're building the space station up there, and they're in space, and so this was working off of a shuttle arm or something like that?
I think they had their own arm at that time.
They had their own arm on the thing there. So they would bring up sections, and this is the whole process.
Right.
Wow. Yeah,
but I only did that for 3 years
in
Houston, and that was like, I think the two parts of the initial construction was done before I came out here.
Yeah.
In end of '98.
Yeah. Okay. So when you came out here to NASA, and I talk about culture shock for you, even though you came.
Well, I was a co-op student at Purdue, and so I came out here in the '80s and worked as a co-op student.
Oh, okay. So this was
so it was like coming back home.
Coming back home. Cool. Interesting. We're sitting there and we're kind of shooting a breeze last night, and came up with the fact that NASA was involved with the fire bomber development of the big 747s
and the DC-10
and the DC-10, and we need to get into that a little bit, because I think this is really fascinating, because bringing those big aircraft in like that to fight fires is really something amazing. So we're going to take another break here and stuff, and when we come back, let's dive into that. So that's pretty cool. I'm Bob Alvis, and thanks for joining us for this segment of AV Veterans Talk.